Are you looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/bluewire and use code BLUEWIRE. That's code BLUEWIRE at prizepicks.com/bluewire for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Support for this podcast comes from Frito-Lay and the 2023 Snack Bracket Championship. The Frito-Lay Snack-It Challenge is underway, and fans are voting on their favorite snacks to crown champion. We're talking about prime-time matchups between the best 64 snacks in the land. Will Ruffles Ridges reign supreme? Can Doritos defend their dynasty? Or will Smart Food use their smarts for a surprise upset? Only you can decide. Get in on all the action for a chance to win up to $1,000 or a year's worth of snacks. Let your snacks be heard. Just go to fritolaysnacket.sbnation.com to vote and enter for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends April 3rd, 2023. Void where prohibited. Year's worth of snacks awarded in the form of 52 coupons, each good for 1 bag of chips. See official rules at fritolaysnacket.sbnation.com.
Hey y'all, welcome to Mavs Party. The Dallas Mavericks just beat the Utah Jazz 120-116 in a game that did nothing to make anybody feel better about this Mavericks team. However, I don't think we should feel worse either, because winning is good, but it's way better than losing. And in this weird Western Conference, every little game gives you an inch of separation. Now the Dallas Mavericks are probably on their way to the airport to go to New Orleans, where they will play the Pelicans tomorrow night on a nationally televised game. Let's hang out for a little bit, get some takes off, and then go to bed, because we're going to do this again tomorrow. Coming up first, Chris, what's up?
Hey, Kirk, how's it going?
It's going.
It's going. Yeah, it's glad to get the win, but just like you said, it's like we really took away much from this game. I mean, it's the defense is just horrendous. I mean, what do you think the problem is, other than Luka complaining to the refs on occasion? Maybe not every single play, but I feel like every time he does, the other team makes a three or a quick layup on us or something. But I know losing Finney Smith is probably not good either.
He just seems to be in a point in the season where he's tired of everything.
Yeah, his body language, and I was pointing that out to my wife. I was just like,
yeah,
all these little things. But yeah, I mean, thank God Kyrie kind of bailed us out. I mean, because this was just a game that Luka just wasn't in. I mean, he just had a bad game. Shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, and I swear to God, I thought he really messed his ankle up pretty bad just on stepping on a coach's foot like that. That would have been our luck when he's 63% from the 3-point line since the All-Star break. It's just ridiculous how on fire he is right now. So glad he's okay. I just really hope they don't show up tomorrow. And I know it's the second night of a back-to-back, but we got to rack up these wins against these teams that are – it's nice we're in the 5th spot right now, but these teams that are 6 through 11, 6 through 12. So
news for you about the Dallas Mavericks on the second night of a back-to-back. They are 2-8.
Got to change that. But we do have Kyrie now, so a lot of those losses were probably when we didn't have him. They're just completely relying on Luka.
I think if you're bummed out right now, just kind of over all this, the argument behind why that is at least understandable is Luka's just not playing that great, and they're kind of treading water,
right?
Then if you're
I'm relieved, definitely, because if we would have lost this game tonight, I'd just be sick to my stomach. We'd be in the 8th spot. Yeah. We're just giving up just another 20 losses that we would have had just early in the season. I mean, it's just crazy how we have more losses now than we did last year, and we still have 15, 16 games to go.
Right.
But they won, so whatever. If they could just get a winning streak on, this won't be so uncomfortable. I just don't like feeling this way when we know we're capable of. We know the Mavs are capable of winning a lot more games than they have been. It's frustrating losing by 2 points, 4 points.
We got a couple of folks in the chat that want to note that they don't think that Luka has played on any of the losses in those back-to-back. So it's like of the 10 games, Luka hasn't played in 8 of them, and the 2 wins were when he did play. Now, that then kind of begs the question, does anybody think Luka's going to play tomorrow? And I sort of don't, with his body language and paired with the thigh injury. I mean, Zach argues like, hey, he has to in the chat, and I tend to agree. And then there's Harris pointing out that will Kyrie play? Because one of the sort of secret things we've not had to address yet is that Kyrie Irving has had a big minutes total, and he's looked great. But the simple fact of the matter is he's a small guard, and do you want to wear him down trying to get to the playoffs?
Yeah, at least we don't have. I don't really think we have too many back-to-back games
this
coming
is
up.
The second to last back-to-back set. They have one more back-to-back the rest of the season.
Yeah, I just hope, because I'm going to the Mavs game in San Antonio. I've actually been in San Antonio in forever. Going to a Spurs game. But I just hope you don't pick up a 16 tech on Monday against the Grizzlies.
He's got 2 more to get, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, he's got 14 right now. But yeah, I'm just hoping, just like, chill out, Luka, chill, dude.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But yeah, let's just hopefully they'll go on a winning streak. We just need it to feel better because the West is too tight.
Honestly, I'm just hoping they play 500 ball because they've been real bad on the road. And if they as Adam in the chat notes that 11 of the next 14 are on the road, 5 of the next 6 are on the road. So if in these next 6, if they continue to play 500 ball, I think I'll probably be okay with things. I don't want them to sink in the standings. Yeah, and Zach notes that if they play 500 ball, they're going to be in the play-in. I know, because if they go on a slide worse than that, they're not going to be in the play-in either.
Yeah. And the play-in is basically like your Armageddon worst case scenarios. You lose the play-in, and then you lose that draft pick to the Knicks. That's like Armageddon. Well, and then if you lose Kyrie, that'd be like the absolute. I'm thinking some nightmare scenarios here. Sure. Last question. Saturday and Monday, we play the Grizzlies. Do you think John Morant is going to play?
If the NBA has, if precedent is any guide, now that doesn't mean much because Adam Silver is feckless. If I tweeted something out today that's worth going and finding on my timeline of what happened when Agent Zero got his 50-game suspension. The NBA has a lot of leeway in some of these things that are considered major incidents. It's a matter of, do they want to do it? And to date, everything surrounding John Morant has understandably been kind of couched in particular language about getting him help. But he still took a gun to Denver.
Yeah.
And there's some, and I think they're sort of wondering if law enforcement can play can sort of force their hand, meaning it's like, but I don't think that, I don't think Colorado would do anything there just because it's like, it's a video, there's not like, it's not like there's a burden of proof. It's like establishing him guilty is not something the NBA or Denver wants to do. It's like the guy did some silly stuff on social media. What message do they need to send? So Luke says in the chat, they can beat the Grizzlies 3 times. I mean, absolutely they can. The Mavericks can beat anyone on any given night. Unfortunately, they can also lose to anyone on any given night.
What sucks is like when we go against good teams, I'm excited for it and I'm not nervous. But when we go against the Pacers, or the Jazz tonight, I'm fucking going into the game nervous. That sucks. I don't like that feeling. When I know we're supposed to be better than this, but we're always playing down to our competition and just not taking some of these players I've never even heard of.
Oh, I mean, the Jazz were down 2 starters and a 6th man, and the Mavericks nearly blew the game.
Yeah, I know. When Kessler was out, I'm like, yes, and then Markkanen goes out and plays like Dirk.
That's right.
I don't know.
Thanks for getting us started, buddy. Appreciate you. We're going to let my man Ruben come up next. He's feeling spicy about Jason Kidd, which I don't know if this one's on Kidd so much. But let's go.
It's always on Jason Kidd, Kurt. You got to believe. You got to believe. But no. I hope you're feeling all right, man. This weather is crazy. It's like 70.
I'm just allergic to Texas. I'm a big friggin' sissy. I'm getting allergy shots. I'm sick all the time. This is so annoying.
That Washington atmosphere or whatever, but I'm born and raised in Texas, and my allergies still fuck with me. Like when the weather changes from dead 60, 50 degrees and it goes high. but I feel all right. I can get this out. I'm going to be real quick. I am on like the opposite, the positive Flash, Barry Allen. I'm on the opposite. I forgot the other guy. I'm the negative Flash on Dwight freaking Powell, bro. And I'll start it off like this, and I'll try to be quick. Why are we settling for mediocre?
Well,
why are we settling to struggle every freaking game? I don't care what your percentages say, how good that makes Dwight Powell look for your argument. But what do the hard numbers say? Can I roll the dice and win with Dwight Powell?
I mean, arguably they have,
No.
But I understand why you're annoyed.
Percentages, but he's not a hard 7 in a craps game.
Sure.
He's not a 7-11 in a craps game. He's not a 21 in a blackjack.
Well, I mean, but this goes beyond Powell, though. I mean, you look at this starting lineup group. You got Bullock, who only played 8 minutes, got 2 boards. Not bad. Josh Green played 27 minutes and got 3 rebounds. Like, what are we doing out there, Josh?
Bullock has a thigh contusion. Yes. Do you think he's going to play next
I doubt
game?
he plays tomorrow because it's
So just hypothetically, Josh Green is out there for Reggie. Even if Reggie was healthy, boom, you got to throw Holiday out there. So right now you got.
Holiday had 2 rebounds in 31 minutes. Like Tim Hardaway legitimately might be the 4th best rebounder on the team. Like this, the best rebounders in order are Luka, Kyrie Irving, and maybe Christian Wood, depending on the game. And then it's like, who?
You are like literally answering my question. You are solving my point.
Yeah.
We have a starting center that makes our other players have to cash out energy to cover him up just so he can set a good screen.
Well, some of it I think is by design because Luka wants to get a lot of the rebounds and start the press. Like that's where and when Luka had 9, he had 10 total boards tonight. Not a bad rebounding game for him after a couple of games where it wasn't great. But the Luka doesn't box out. Like neither do like any of the Mavericks.
He shouldn't have to. Like he should have a center that is tall enough to jump up instead of slapping with just going up with one hand to slap him. All right, I'll be short. I'm going too long, but I'm just so tired of us having to struggle. Like every time I turn on a Maverick game, if we're like, I would say the Houston Rockets, we lost to them, but every time I turn on a Mav game, I'm like, please, God, don't let this get out to a 10-point lead for the other team. Please, God, let Jason Kidd call a timeout. It shouldn't have to be like this. And I feel like the coach has turned a lot of the fans, a lot of the media to being mediocre. Like, don't you want to have a – remember that game when we played the Clippers? I think it was maybe the bubble season, and we beat them by like 50 fucking points because we put our gas on the pedal from start to finish. Don't you want to have a game where the other team doesn't lead or you don't have to worry about the other team getting a lead? I want to get back to that basketball, but I'll get over it. You know, if Jason Kidd still hasn't figured out his lineups or rotations, it's just like a roll of the dice with him. But play with like weighted dice or something, because you got players on this team and you're not using them right. Rick Carlisle would use his player that was it maybe the bubble season or the season before that when the Mavs had the best offense in the league. Rick Carlisle said, "You know what? I'm trying everything for this defense, but it's just not working. I guess I might as well lean into the offense and be the best freaking offense in the league that year." Now everybody averaging what we averaged that season. So it's just like use your chess pieces wisely.
Well, it's tough because they got to be careful with Kleber's minutes. I think they would like to play Kleber and Wood more together, but they got to be careful with Kleber's minutes. They don't want to hurt his hamstring.
hurt Dwight Powell's hamstring. No, I'm playing. I'll take that back. Dwight Powell, you have fans out here. It's just not me. Get out of the starting lineup. Put Maxey in. Shit. McGee hurt his ankle in practice. You might as well play.
Did he hurt it in practice? I didn't know. I was like, did he hurt it like walking down the stairs?
I'm team. Get out to a big lead in the starting in the first, and then we don't have to suffer through these nail biter games, bro. I'm tired of it. Hey, get healthy, man.
Be good. Talk soon.
Today's episode is brought to you by Cars.com. With over 2 million vehicles and 50,000 more added every day, Cars.com will match you with the perfect car for you, your budget, your life, your style. And if you're ready to say goodbye to your current car, Cars.com will get you an instant offer to cash it in. Just start by entering your license plate and get matched with a local dealer who will write you the check. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, just go to Cars.com. It's magical.
All right. Jacob, what's up?
Hey, Kirk, it's been a few games. Been a few annoying games. I mean, I know we won tonight. Like you said, we shouldn't feel worse about it, but there was a couple times during this game tonight where I was thinking to myself, man, if we actually lose this shit, I'm done. I'm done with this season. This team frustrates the shit out of me. I'm done. And we were lucky to have Kyrie backpack us there in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
But like it's just so many things that are just compounding. Like kudos to Jason Kidd for pretty much killing all and every bit of any and all of Josh Green's confidence.
See,
like he looks defeated now.
I think it's more of he's now on the team's scouting reports, and he's been doing some stuff lately. It's like, okay, he was 1 of 5 from 3 tonight. I like the shots he took. Those are going to go down. I think Josh Bowe said in the show that he and I just recorded, that he thinks that Josh might have been playing like a little. He was out ahead of his skis a little bit and maybe looking a little better than he is. That's okay. I think where like Josh tonight was really for like bad energy Josh, a little bit too much stuff. And yeah,
trying to force the issue.
I don't know. I look, I've killed Josh Green for 3 years, and I just think this is mainly growing pains. He's not always like progress for him is not going to be a straight line. Where he's got to get back, like the things that he can control are, just playing hard and playing a little bit under control. Like I thought he was just a little out of control tonight. Yeah.
Play within himself, as Harp would say. Well, I just think Kidd fucked up there. Like, if you want to start Holiday, fine, but why for Josh, though? I think for a buyout player, I mean, why not for Reggie, Powell even at this point?
Right.
And I think that he might be in his head about that. I don't know. Like, I don't think Kidd helps. I'll just put it that way.
I think that's a fair assessment. I'm like loath to read into it too much, but I do think that there's definitely some credence to wondering what the messing with his minutes did. And I'll tell you what, people around the league I've talked to were like, what the hell? Like even that was a questionable decision. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he was even playing bad before he got
He was playing good before the All-Star break.
Yeah, I'm not going to say, Josh for most improved player, but I mean, there was definitely some cachet to that.
I think if he had not gotten hurt with his elbow, we'd be talking about just that.
Yeah. And then Holiday really had his debut.
Like, congrats on beating the Spurs. Like, that's what killed. It's like, he hit 5 shots. Like, again, the Spurs, what are we doing?
Yeah, but then he kind of pieced out. I guess he had an all right game.
Yeah, it's fine. But that's I want 10 minutes of him to not suck. That's what I want from him.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just Holiday's 33 years old. He's not going to be part of the future plans.
That's right.
So let's just be honest about ourselves there. And, if like you said, the growing pains, if they're there, we take those, we deal with them. So, and then with Powell, I mean, I'm not going to shit on Powell too much. Ruben kind of already did that. And I think you said it a couple days ago. Powell, he kind of is unfairly treated sometimes. But it just seems like February Powell is really, really checked out. He's not even really been offering anything.
Yeah.
The fact that we all acknowledge that Kyrie's a light years better rebounder than him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, like, I think he would honestly kill it in like a rim runner role, and with the second unit. I think he would actually do all right with that. And Maxey and Powell, I know you're trying to probably stagger Maxey's minutes because of his hamstring injury, and you don't want to ever play too much of that. But I mean,
right.
Like Wood is basically right now he's Powell, but he can actually kind of get his own shot a little bit. Like,
no, he definitely can. I mean, he had It's for him. It all comes down to like focus.
Yeah, and I hate that we've already pretty much burned the bridge with Wood.
I don't know where he's going to get a contract. I sort of think they re-sign him.
I just don't know. I just feel like he's really soldiered through everything this year, and I was really happy about what he I didn't see. I don't know how to word this. I don't really understand too much why everybody seems to be frustrated with him. Like, I get that he's not the best defender in the world, but with what he can do on offense, I feel like you put up with that.
When he makes mistakes, they're like he makes Luka level defensive mistakes and also does Luka level pouting stuff, and he's not Luka. As simple as that is.
Sure, but I mean, it's like, what else do we got in the front court? So, and Luka. Speaking of Luka, he's. I know he's got his thigh thing, but some of his play style right now, it's kind of been pissing me off a little bit.
Well, it's not been like, my wife tends to not say much during games, and even she was just like, "What is going on with him?"
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I think his thighs bothering him more than he's maybe willing to admit.
That's true. I really do.
But yeah, and like his defense, man, like his defense is like half-assed help defense, and then he's just not even going to bother closing out on the guy that he left open in the corner.
Right.
I don't know, and seems like he's hit, like when he starts to turn the ball over, man, he really hemorrhages turnovers.
Tonight, I don't know. It was sloppy. He got it together for the fourth and moved the ball well, but that definitely felt like it. There were so many bad live ball turnovers. It was not the whole team had that issue. There was some weird stuff tonight.
Yeah, I guess, but I guess that kind of almost translates to the rest of the team if that's what Luke is doing.
I think that's a fair criticism for sure.
Yeah, and so like his shot selection doesn't even look pretty right now. Sometimes I'm just like he took like a heat check for Timmy earlier in the first half. I was like, what are you doing?
Right.
Luka, like Timmy is, since the All-Star break, Timmy's been supernova nuclear shooting a three. And after he took his last shot in the first half, sometime in the second quarter, I don't remember exactly when, why are we waiting so long to get Timmy more shots in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
With 6 minutes, like just shit like that. Just like we seem to go against all common sense.
That I understand. That is definitely a sentiment I can relate to.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like legitimately, like if we would have lost this game, this would not have been a loss that we could have afforded at all. So I'm happy we pulled it out, but like you said earlier, it's kind of like, the Jazz were out Walker Kessler and their 6-man, like, they're not there. I think they're trying to tank, and like I think Talen Horton-Tucker remembered that they were trying to tank with that free throw when he threw it straight off the backboard.
That was amazing.
I mean, I thought it was hilarious, but it's like, geez, maybe. Well, could you imagine the meltdown right now if they would have had like a Luka-esque like versus the Knicks play right there?
For sure.
Oh my gosh, man, that's worst case scenario. I don't like to really deal with the what ifs, but the fact that we were even in that position is kind of like, come on now, like, come on, guys. So
I feel that for sure. All right, Jacob, thanks so much. We did have a couple other people that I saw requested, but now I'm not seeing them in the thing. So I guess we'll cut this one a little bit short because we're going to do this again tomorrow night after the Mavericks play New Orleans Pelicans. It's an earlier game, full hour earlier, which means we'll probably be on here by like 9:30 to 9:45 Central Standard Time. Be on the lookout for that. Head over to MavsMoneyball.com if you want to see any of our post-game stuff, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining Mavs Party. Bye, guys.